Hey guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here with an update on Lauren the Mortician, her attorney Jeanette Braun. Specifically, we're also going to touch on BunnieXO and her sounds like she fired Janet. So we have a lot to catch up on. If you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so I've talked about Bunnie in previous videos because she went on her TikTok a few weeks ago and was basically saying how she has this attorney and she is okay with her attorney taking down content using the copyright strike system because it's content that she's worked hard for and it's hers and nobody else can use it and nobody's allowed to use her name or her image to speak badly about her. She really did this video and it proved to me and a lot of other people that she just has no clue what fair use is. She has no idea how to use fair use in its proper context, and that was made very clear. I will link that video down below. It is interesting. If you have a few minutes, you can watch it at like 1.5 times speed or even 2 times speed. No shame there. But I will link that down below. So there's been a lot of discussion, and I've mentioned it a few times as well, how Janet doing these grimy, sleazy things for her clients actually looks very bad for her clients. It makes her clients look like they are okay with this. Either one of two things, either they are okay with this sleazy behavior or they are approving it. So they're kind of like throwing rocks and then hiding their hands, but it's actually Jeanette that is throwing the rocks so that her client can hide their hand. No matter what situation it actually is, to me, it still looks very bad on the person, the public figure. Jeanette has represented several very popular TikTokers. Obviously, Lauren, that girl Demps, and BunnieXO are the top three that come to my mind. Now, recently, Cece Suarez has decided to cover the Lauren the Mortician topic as well, and evidently there were some false takedowns sent her way. This was upsetting for obviously a variety of reasons. Again, we are misusing the copyright strike or claims system to silence critics. And I've always said, you know what, like, as long as you're covering the content from a fair stance, you're sticking to the facts, you're reacting to things that are in front of you, what your interpretation is, to try to use a strike in that manner is one of the most repulsive things that you can do to another creator. Because of Cece coming forward and saying this is what's going on and I'm being targeted just like other people have been targeted in the past, there's been a lot of chatter about Janet doing these egregious things on behalf of her clients. This comment was on the Lauren the Mortician subreddit. The original comment was something that Bunnie said along the lines of, I'm healing from no one knows about, knows is misspelled, minding my biz, being my man's right hand, whatever. It's all this peace, love, and positivity with these TikTokers when they are actually very messy and creating fires behind the scenes. But moving on. Someone responded and said, when there is an attorney using your name to do things to another creator, they're referring to Cece, unfortunately, it will be brought up. No gossip, literal, hard paper facts. Bunnie responded, and this is what set everything off. Bunnie responded and said, that's on her, not on me. She was fired over this, with a heart emoji at the end of it. So one of two things is happening here. Going off the update that Bunnie has given, first set of circumstances is Janet was going rogue and Bunnie finally decided, I can't have this anymore because it's messing with my public image, so I'm going to go ahead and fire her. And she did that on her own, like, her own thought process, etc. The other thing is her PR people, because she is on a little bit of a different tier than these other TikTokers are, because she is married to a famous musician and she has a lot more on the line than these other TikTokers do, if that makes sense. So the second possibility is that the PR people that she has surrounding her told her, you know what, this is getting to a point where you need to cut ties, because the things that Jeanette is involved in and the way that this is unfolding, you need to remove yourself from the situation and terminate this relationship that you have with Jeanette. No matter which set of circumstances is actually what is happening. My question is, why did it take this long? Because if you're doing it through your own thought process and all of this kind of stuff, you've known that this was wrong for a very long time. Why did it take you so long to get to this as your decision? And number two, if it was the PR people that pushed her, why now? Because again, I go back to, if you know it's wrong, then you as a person who doesn't like being involved in wrong stuff, you should have it in you to be able to terminate this relationship long before this weekend. This has been going on for weeks with Jeanette. Bunnie sat on her TikTok, which you can go watch it. She defended the things that Jeanette was doing because she felt like it was silencing the haters, protecting her work, protecting her image, protecting her name. And we've had this conversation 1,000 times by now. You don't misuse a copyright strike system to silence critics. You just don't do that. And if you do, then you're going to be called out for it most of the time. I realize that, this is very messy, and it is really unfortunate that it came to be this bad. But what I want to say is there is a little bit of a divide in this, because some people are saying, I don't believe Bunnie. I think that she's throwing Jeanette under the bus just to clean her hands of this and, seem like she's, I don't work with her anymore. Like, I could never. And then there are also some people who are saying, well, maybe this is actually what happened and maybe she did fire Jeanette for the right reasons. But my thing is, if you know it's wrong and you're willing to make the decision to terminate the relationship, when you take that long to do it, I have trouble with the time that has elapsed in between Jeanette doing awful, dirty things online and this news being announced that now Bunnie is no longer her client. So that's the update when it comes to Bunnie and Jeanette and their termination of their professional relationship. And obviously there are a lot of things that we just don't know the details about, and we're not probably going to hear the details about a lot of these conversations that are happening behind the scenes. But what I want to say is, am I glad that they're no longer working together? Yes, absolutely. But I still question the amount of time, the motive, the why now, why not before? Is it because of a PR team? Was it her by herself? Even no matter what answer that is, okay, why did it take so long? Because I don't know, like if I see something and I know that it's wrong, I don't need to be told by somebody else, okay, like I'm going to have 8 conversations with you and wait about, 15 business days. And then I'll go ahead and make the decision. you know, I'm not sure. I'm a little conflicted on that. And I realize that thought processes are different for each and every one of us, but at the same time, you shouldn't have to be told that using the copyright strike system is wrong. Period. People were telling Bunnie that weeks ago, and she jumped on her TikTok and made that video defending the work, the quote work that Jeanette was doing. So either way, that's the thing with Bunnie. I want to move on to Miss Lauren. Miss Lauren decided to do a collab with Nikki, and Nikki's username is nickmick_resomation, and she does alkaline hydrolysis, which is water cremations. She's a funeral director. It says that she's a mom. She has pizza emoji in her bio. So either way, but Lauren put up a video sharing that they were doing work together. And then Nikki also put up a video saying some days are just more fun than others, and tagged Lauren the Mortician coming out of the alkaline hydrolysis container. What I would like to say is that the only comments on this video is from Lauren and from Nikki. So obviously, you know, she most likely got called out left, right, and center for working with Lauren and was having to spend her evenings cleaning up the comments section the last couple of days. So Nikki has almost 61,000 followers, and I find this to be very interesting because what this is probably going to end up doing is people who still follow Lauren but don't like her, just haven't unfollowed her, they are probably going to go over to Nikki's page and, you know, possibly watch some of their content and possibly follow along. Who knows? But who you work with is so important. I don't care what the amount of money was. You could not pay me to do a collab with somebody like Lauren the Mortician. And here's the whole thing. Lauren's videos are still getting a lot of views. That video with the water cremation collab, 2.6 million views. I still can't get over the fact that she was making content while somebody was being embalmed and actually like recording content while somebody was actively undergoing the end of life process that is being embalmed. For her father to allow content to be filmed while that was happening, I think also says a lot about him and his character and the lack of ethics that he has as a funeral director, because I understand that there's a lot of education that can be done from the embalming room in a funeral home. I understand that. However, all of the funeral and death related content that I've taken in on social media, nobody ever films while they are embalming somebody. You film stuff before, you might film stuff after. You just don't do that. And that is all the TikToks that I've seen, many different videos on YouTube that I've seen from creators like Ask a Mortician, Hollis Funeral Home. There's a TikToker, her name is Funeral Babe. Like, all of these people make really educational content, but they don't film while they have a decedent on the table. That is just not something that you do. It's unethical. And I think that, you know, Lauren is really looking for her like aha moment, but she continues to just prove to people that she is not a good person. And that is my opinion based on everything that has happened. I think Lauren for such a long time has sat on her platform and just received so much praise from people for really surface level stuff. Like all of the stuff that Lauren has said as far as educating people about the death care industry, you can consume that from other creators that are not transphobic, homophobic, problematic, toxic, hateful, cruel, vile, abusing copyright claim systems, etc. And I think that it's a little alarming to me, the fact that she has created this entire catastrophe. And she is still being tagged in other TikToks of people who are parents sharing whatever they're sharing. And people are still tagging Lauren the Mortician and saying Beetlejuice, wanting her to respond and stitch these parents' videos when she has a hissy fit when somebody else uses her content, but her fans are still expecting her to use other people's content to sit there and tell them, you are going to kill your child. And I'm going to make the money off this monetized video by telling you all of this information that I'm not really qualified to be giving you, but I, play around with my daddy's funeral home sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to you anyway. And then I'm going to, give you a tour of a hearse and all that kind of stuff. And film somebody as they're being, film in the room as somebody is being embalmed. Lauren the Mortician is vile, and I will continue to cover this entire situation, but I really wanted to provide this as a little update. How do you feel about Bunnie? Do you feel like this is authentic? How do you feel about the time that has elapsed between everything being shown, like this is actually really bad, versus when this announcement was actually made, which was just over the weekend? Bunnie also allowed Lauren to sit on her Dumb Blonde podcast and act extremely hateful and homophobic towards Jamie Grayson, and Bunnie sat there and co-signed and agreed with it. So for me personally, I'm not on the side of, oh, this redeems Bunnie and she's, just somebody who was taken advantage of by Janet. I'm not on that boat. But either way, we can all have differing opinions. I can't wait to see yours. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.